Hey everyone, how y'all doing? We are happy Easter. Yeah, it's Easter. That is right. Let me know if you guys can hear me all right. We got a makeshift setup today. Hopefully everything sounds okay. How are y'all doing today? We are a lot of winging it today for me. Sounds okay. That normally doesn't mean it sounds too good. don't don't forget to like this live video. I appreciate you guys doing that. We got our friend Joey randomly in the back playing some video games. That's good. Yeah, so I don't have a professional setup like I normally do. Woke up at 3 a.m. Oh, I feel that pain. I've been sleeping on and off all day. How's everyone hanging in there? This is what I'm doing for Easter. This stream right here. This is my Easter. Oh, I'm dying. I was thinking about I should have brought my other bucket hat actually. The other one. Oh, wow. Man, this coffee is making me choke. It would probably fit over this headset since it's so big. Thanks for the reminder. All right. Well, as long as you guys can hear me, it's not too quiet, it's not too low. I've never really used this program to set up all my compressions and stuff like that, so it's interesting. That's working. With where I sleep, the latest I can sleep is 7 on the weekends and 6 on the weekdays when I don't work. I can't sleep later than late. It depends. Today I've been sleeping in because I'm just like recovering still. So, from the prior 2 week of mess up, so like my sleep is gonna be fucked up until probably this week. Then I'll be okay. And then I start waking up at like 5:30 in the morning and all that happens. Well, lately I've been sleeping till like 8 a.m. 9 a.m. But my sleep's all messed up now. And then I take like random 3-hour naps randomly. Well, not by choice. I just die for 3 hours. Yeah. It's good. That's why I'm in New York. So no urges out here. No ways to do it out here. I've been here for the whole week. And after that, I'm going to go to Arizona. Got to stay out of El Paso for a little bit. Making some big changes. And I'm going to be in the UK soon. Just thought about that. So I need to be good by the time I go to the UK, you know? I need to be perfect before I go out there. 26 Celsius here in the UK? Is that what you're talking about? Hello, welcome in. We'll get started here in a second. Da 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 da. Here, I need to make sure the live is doing good here. I think we got chapter 4. We're gonna try to do as many as we can. We got Bonnie here. We got pasta. Oh man, I want some pasta now. How do I even say this name? Kai Titreats? Is that how you say it? Lemon V's, welcome in. Sonic Eye, good morning. Good morning. We somehow pulled off a stream yesterday with Eric. That was really interesting. Trying to get that going. Streaming remotely is really difficult. Or like streaming outside my studio, that can be very difficult. It's cold and windy here. Oh damn. Do you think how cold will it be in the UK in May? I think that's when I'm heading over there. Yeah. Make sure we don't have commercials set up on here. Okay, there we go. I have a medical condition called POTS that causes fatigue, among other things, so my sleep is always crazy. I've been known to sleep all night, wake up for a bit, sleep all day, and then all night. Damn. I didn't know that was a thing. It's called POTS, you said? Do you ever like sleep and just wake up feeling from that? It's postural orthodistic tachycardia syndrome. Tachycardia syndrome. Every single day. Damn. So what do you do to jolt? Do you drink insane amounts of coffee to stay awake? That it's crazy because that symptom is like the symptom you get when you're coming down off of shit. Like, this is literally how it is. This is like, you still need sleep. But then you wake up and then go back to bed. But every time you wake up, you feel like shit. Like horrible. Postural meaning body position. Postural. I'm probably saying I can't talk. Sorry. Should be okay in May, but you can get all 4 seasons in one day. That sounds like Syracuse, New York. Right, Joey? Mm-hmm. We get all seasons here.
It's fantastic.
It was literally sunny, cold, hot, and then we had rain yesterday. Right?
Sunny,
yeah.
Rain, and cloudy, sunny.
I drank insanely high amounts of water. Oh, damn. That's got sucked up. You ever have to like piss, right? But you're too tired to move. That happened to me yesterday. I was just sitting on the couch and I'm like, I really need to pee, but I'm so tired. And I fell back asleep and I woke up and I'm like, wow, I really need to pee. And I fell back asleep and I'm like, yeah, you need to get up and just fucking piss at this point. And then you get to the bathroom and it's like, damn, I can't piss now. Like, what the fuck? But I really have to pee. Like, God damn it. Worst feeling ever. Oh man. It's horrible. It's horrible. How many of you have done that? You're so tired, just like, fuck going to the bathroom. It's right over there. It literally happened on the couch. Where Joey is at right now. Right in that exact spot. That's where I had to piss. And I couldn't. Are you getting to see the big push in May? Yes. That's big push in May and REN in August. Well, I guess I'm seeing REN on both, right? But you know what I mean. So that's already booked. Man. So I have this thing where I have to drink a gallon of water a day. Otherwise, I'll get like headaches and shit. I don't know what that is. I don't know why that's a thing, but I am very, if you're talking to me, I am very lucky, and it's only because of Janine why I'm making it out to there. She's the one that set up all this stuff for me, so otherwise I don't know if I'd be getting out there. So I will be there in May. I'll be there in August. I plan on doing like a video for it like I did with my Japan trips, so I'll have that up. It'll be on this channel. Unfortunately, with POTS, it causes issues with your automatic functions in the body. So I can go from I must pee now and pee very little and barely feel like I gotta pee, and I pee for 2 to 3 minutes. Is there like even a cure or like, well, not cure, but any way to help with those symptoms, or is like you're just completely fucked at that point? So we're on chapter 4. We're on chapter 4 for this. And I did it again where I didn't set up my recording drive. God damn, I did this yesterday too. I don't know if it's going to let me plug in a hard drive right now. I need to plug in my hard drive so we can record this. Is my bag over there, Joe? I knew I forgot something. I was like, I knew I need that hard drive for something.
Fucking up, bro.
It's okay. It gives everyone a moment to get in. Rent actually has pots. He does? Why do you say that? I don't know if I could handle taking meds because I would forget to take my meds all the time. I can barely remember just taking vitamins, which I really need to take. I'm taking them right now. But I forget to take this shit constantly. It just stabilizes me. For everyone, their blood is affected by gravity. You know, I had some. What was the thing that happened to me last night, Joe? Was that the vertigo? That is, right? Where everything was like tilting on me?
It might have been.
That was creepy. Yesterday, everything went slanted. That was very scary. That was the first time for that. I don't know what the hell that was. You know, luckily, I think it's just I was sleep deprived, like usual. All right, let's see if we get this hard drive in. Gotta be able to record. Are you also streaming on Twitch? Oh my God, you're right. I was supposed to do that. I really should because this will probably get taken down, right? Hey, look at the TV's back. Just poof TV. I probably should though. You're absolutely right. Let me see if the recording works. The recording is working. All right, so recording's working. I guess let me know if it gets taken down and we'll go to Twitch right away. All right, I think we waited for everyone. You know, you guys ready? We gotta do our.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's go to church now.
See, I got the sample ready. Look, I had it. I was prepared. I don't have my sound box anymore. All right, so chapter 4, Ren. Let's do this.
Cool. During the year I spent living back with my mum, I was leaning even more heavily into scouring the internet for answers. It became like an obsession. Most people my age were watching porn. I was on PubMed learning about mitochondria. I educated myself in things like methylation, the building blocks of mitochondria, various immune cells and their functionality, and which supplements could help theoretically bring about homeostasis in my body. I taught myself of the various pathogens that could lead to the symptoms I was experiencing. Around this time, I started ordering medical test kits from private medical facilities. I had a eureka moment when, after posting some poop in a tube to a lab in London, I discovered I had an amoeba and another more benign gastrointestinal parasite called blastohominis. Both could plausibly lead to systemic pain and fatigue. Upon researching the best course of action, I found this doctor in New York who was a world-renowned specialist in treating parasites. Return flights to New York, booked far enough in advance, were a couple of £100 back then. The treatment itself was pretty cheap. I was in no way in a strong financial position, and neither was my family, so I did what I always do when I needed to get money. I wrote and recorded some songs from my laptop from bed. One about getting to New York to find a cure. I sold a modest amount of digital copies to my Facebook friends and my friends and family, just enough to afford a trip. During this time, my symptoms had gotten a lot worse, so the entire visit was a bit of a blur. I remember sitting in a waiting room and struggling to find an inch of wall space that wasn't taken up by the countless medical qualifications and the diplomas attached to it. I half expected the walls to start bragging about their Ivy League connections and debating the latest medical research while us mere mortals waited to be called in. When I was finally on the doctor's table, I was told to take off my clothes and put on a blue disposable paper robe. An old man in his 80s hobbled in, pulled on a medical glove, and proceeded to cover his finger in Vaseline.
Oh, shit.
My heart sunk. I I was pretty sure I knew what was coming next. I suddenly wished I'd experimented more with my ex-girlfriend. I didn't want to lose my backdoor virginity like this. He could have at least done me the courtesy of putting on some Marvin Gaye and lighting some candles, but instead I lay in uncomfortable silence on a brightly exposed operating table, while a firm-handed, overqualified old man inserted his index finger forcefully into my anus. He never wrote to me afterwards. I felt used.
Yeah, that's exactly what I would have been thinking. I'm like, yo, can we take it easy on this? I don't know if I could do an exam like that. I mean, I guess if it's life or death, I mean, I guess you would. I think I would almost choose just kill me. I don't know. I don't know if I could do that. Oh man, could you do that, Joey?
What?
Get some fingers stuck up your ass.
No. No thanks.
What is life or death?
Oh yeah, I do what you gotta do.
Then you gotta do what you gotta do. Okay, that's Joey, by the way. If you guys don't know, that's
Somebody with small hands.
somebody with small hands. You okay? You need someone with small hands. Maybe it feels great. It might feel fantastic.
Nonetheless, I was officially diagnosed with a parasitic amoeba and given a course of heavy-duty antibiotics to take. I believe it was paramomycin and secnidazole. After the course was finished, I pooped into a tube again, and they confirmed I got rid of the parasites. The constant internal techno raves and gurgling which usually plagued my stomach ceased, but I felt just as crap. And on top of all of that, I started becoming allergic to everything. And I mean fucking everything. The antibiotics had triggered some sort of massive food intolerance reaction. Whenever I'd eat certain foods, I'd get hit with a sudden hangover-like feeling, and my face would swell up. I'd later learned this was something called MCAS, and it was triggered by the antibiotics. This was the first time I felt the crushing defeat of pinning a lot of money, hopes, and time into a treatment only for it to make me worse. I'd felt it to a small degree with every failed herbal protocol, every antidepressant that gave me side effects, but this was on a much larger scale. I almost felt guilty and full of shame for not getting better. I told my friends and family that this was going to be the thing that cured me. Not only did it fail, but I was now unable to tolerate basic carbohydrates, fruits, sugar, high histamine food, dairy, grains, without feeling terrible. I felt pretty crushed about that. Despite this, some tenacious part of me had a perseverance that didn't want to stop looking for answers. I was obsessed with trawling the internet. I strongly believe if I didn't have that tenacity to keep looking after every defeat, I'd probably be dead today. After about a year of living with my mum in North Wales, I got the itch, and I decided that I'd make a bold move to Brighton. Most days I didn't really have the energy to do much other than short walks, but I had a friend over there who lived with ME for years. It felt like a safe space, a place of understanding. Being a 23-year-old living with his mother didn't feel very cool either. He had a free room going, and he was a legend. I desperately craved my own independence. After going through the heartbreak of losing love and losing the exciting career opportunity, I needed to feel like I wasn't just sitting in the tomb in Wales waiting for death, even if it was a struggle.
Yeah.
I made the move. It was a really nurturing space, and it was full of the lunatics of Brighton who would come and go. I was still living in a thick haze, but I was meeting people who weren't judging me for it. With this safety, I was slowly finding my personality again. Despite the comfortable environment, it seemed my symptoms were only getting worse. I started having pretty constant panic attacks. The first one felt like a heart attack. I'd never experienced a panic attack before, so I wasn't familiar with the symptoms. My whole face went numb, and my heart felt like it was about to beat out of my ribcage. I panicked and I phoned an ambulance. They put me in the back, they took all my vitals, and they told me I wasn't dying. I felt disappointed. These attacks would happen pretty habitually every week or so.
Yeah, I had that happen to me once, and I thought it was a heart attack, and then it wasn't. That's really weird. But then you do this thing where, like, all of a sudden the muscles around your chest feel sore anyways. It's like if your mind just, like, put it there or something. I don't know if that makes sense. It was a really weird feeling. Mine would turn into, like, really stressed, like, pulling my hair out kind of feeling. It's different for everyone. But yeah, it'll like make you feel very, very sick. It is just places that you wouldn't expect.
My symptoms of derealization seemed ever increasing. Derealization is hard to describe to someone who's never experienced it. The closest thing I can come to is feeling like you're on bad drugs. You feel disconnected from yourself, like your soul has been vacuumed out of your body and nothing around you quite feels real. Everything has an unusual undertone and nothing feels safe. I remember one night in the first year that I lived with Ben, there was this lightning storm of torrential rain. I went outside and I stood in a t-shirt hoping I'd be hit by a bolt of lightning and it would somehow shock me out of it. Unfortunately, I wasn't on Zeus's hit list that day. This urge to be shocked back into reality didn't really leave me. I remember one day I was walking back from the shops. I found an old analog television in an alleyway that was being thrown out. I can't quite remember the thought process that led me there. I just remember feeling angry and I decided to smash the fucking pieces out of the TV in the alley. I picked it above my head and I hurled it towards the ground. The screen cracked, but it didn't shatter like I hoped it would. I did it again and again and again until there were large shards of glass lining the street. I saw one about the size of a kitchen knife and I picked it up. It's hard to rationally explain self-harm that's not a cry for help, because this wasn't a cry for help. I'd cried for help multiple times and no one listened. The pain I felt inside my body could never be done justice with words. There's a certain horror, a certain frustration of living in a body that would never give me a moment of peace. I felt constantly alienated. I had no doctors to tell me what was going on. They made me feel like a hypochondriac. There are no combination of words in the English language that can express that pain, that can express that frustration. There's no song I could write that would make you understand. In that moment, the closest and truest way I had of communicating my pain was driving a shard of glass into my chest and dragging it across until the blood was dripping down my body. It didn't hurt very much compared to what was already going on inside of me, and it didn't really help me feel better either, but it was truth, and there was beauty in that. Adrenaline gives you a brief moment of respite.
Yeah.
But it wasn't long until I was exactly where I started, just decorated in a little bit more blood than usual. I made sure nobody saw. I didn't want to cause any alarm. I didn't want anyone to be worried. So I cleaned it up when I got home, and then I resumed the life of the undead. In the next episode, I'll tell you the story of when I was stabbed by an ancient sword and when I met one of the most talented people that I know.
Damn. Before the song starts, yeah, it's... Yeah, it's just, I mean, I just drawn from, like, just experience, like, for those that have heard the story, the day I was driving back, I don't remember, it's like I was fighting with someone on the phone. I don't really want to say who right now, but I don't know if I said in that video or not, but it was like a snap, your brain just snaps and you're just like, fuck it, I don't want to do this anymore. And that was the whole, like, bam, instant, like, crank the steering wheel one way and then just everything just then it's like you snap out of it afterwards. it's so hard to explain. He's right. It's like yeah, I don't even know how to explain it. Let's check out the song.
I got tears on my sleeves, hold on, and holes in these jeans, hold on. I haven't slept in weeks, hold on. I haven't found no peace, hold on. I get my teeth tied, hold on, and these tears run dry, hold on. Two bloodshot eyes, hold on, two bloodshot eyes. I don't belong here, in a place where life has left me. I'm 25 going on 150. My body feels old and I'm trying to lift the weight from my soul, but it's moving against me. I've emptied out my teardrops, I lift my middle finger up, I'm screaming fuck you to all the demons here that keep me stuck. The pain is sharp like paper cuts, I hate them much, but yes I trust. I must combust, I must blow up, I must roll this courage up.
I absolutely love how those backup vocals are like in the back like that. It has like this slight reverb on there that really make it sound more haunting, like that argument inside your head with yourself, just trying to I really like that. It sounds really cool.
belong here, in a place where life has left me. I'm 25 going on 150. My body feels old and I'm trying to lift the weight from my soul, but it's moving against me. I've emptied out my theodox, I lift
Right
my
there.
middle finger up, I'm screaming fuck you to all the demons here that keep me stuck. The pain is sharp like paper cuts, I hate too much, but yes I trust. I must combust, I must blow up, I must roll this courage up. Boom, sparks fill the room, I'm feeling the rhythm I move. My soul is more worn than the soles in my shoes. Nike trainer blues, a man with none to lose. I think I lost my sanity, calamity in shoes. Poor choice maker, I rip out the pages of fate, then I roll them up like bizzle of paper. Taker, lung full of destiny, a man with no part is a very strange entity. Tears on my sleeve.
We got like a really cool fretless bass in here. I really wish I have the tracks isolated for this. Like, let me know in the comments later on if you're watching, if you want me to do like a separate one just for the song, because there's a lot of cool things in this mix because I have that fretless bass sound that really adds to it. This is really good. I'm surprised I haven't heard this sooner.
I'm feeling the rhythm I move. My soul is more worn than the soles in my shoes. Nike trainer blues, a man with none to lose. I think I lost my sanity, calamity in shoes. Poor choice maker, I rip out the pages of fate, then I roll them up like bizzle of paper. Taker, lung full of destiny, a man with no part is a very strange entity. Tears on my sleeves, hold on, and holes in these jeans, hold on. I haven't slept in weeks, hold on. I haven't found no peace, hold on. I get my teeth tied, hold on, and these tears run dry.
I like, if you have headphones on, please put some headphones on when listening to this. You can really hear the vocals, how they like decay in the background with those backups, and they sound really, really good. Really, really good.
Hold on, two bloodshot eyes, hold on, two bloodshot eyes. Do you ever question your fate? The questions I make, is this all predetermined, the script or a play? Am I the protagonist in this tragedy, or will I be the author of stories unmade? If so, I'll dip in my quill to my ink pot, keep on writing, never stop until my beating heart it flops. I'll write a whole different story. Scene one, a boy full of hope, a boy full of glory. Who stutters, I'm under the top, would rather be tougher and live it smoothly like butter, but not so bitter and cut up. And so I sit up and shut up, it's like a lid up and struck up the coverage, never to fuck up, and now I'm feeling the ruckus.
Yeah, I love how the doubles here in my left side of ear are a little bit more strong. You have a little bit layers, and then you have the affected voice over here, like, so the reverb parts of the voice on this side, that really adds to it, like just the mixing, and that is beautiful.
The static, and now I'm feeling the flames, and now I'm feeling the strength inside the ring with my pain. My boxing gloves and my hope that I trust to bust an uppercut, cut my demons up. What? Boom like a tsunami, smooth like a punani, bend the birds like origami, Salvador, I be the Dali. Only love like Bob Marley, golden ticket, call me Charlie, riding Harley's Bengali, tiger star, call me Arnie. I'll be back. And I cut the slack, track your facts, relax, you're in the beast, and then seek your inner peace, and I'll reach the canopies, and yes we climbing, building a brave new world inside a whole new designing. With all this fire, we burn like the sun. A new dawn is rising, a new dawn it comes. Yeah, diggity diggity down with all this corporation. They burn up the land for the greed that they run. Runs deep with their roots, but their roots can be lifted. I'll be a renegade, yes I make a fist kid. Try to seek truth in the kingdom of lies. A boy so lost with two bloodshot eyes. Tears on my sleeves, hold on, and holes in these jeans, hold on. I haven't slept in weeks, hold on. I haven't found no peace, hold on. I get my teeth tied, hold on, and these tears run dry, hold on. Two bloodshot eyes, hold on, two bloodshot eyes. Ha, ha, ha. Hold on. Hold on. Ha, ha, ha. Hold on. Hold on. Two bloodshot eyes. Hold on.
I can't believe this is an old song.
Two bloodshot eyes.
It's the same quality as what's out now. Yeah, it's like the same exact quality that we get from him now. It doesn't even, you know what I mean? It doesn't even feel like a difference than any of the new stuff that he's released. Like, he could have easily released this now and would have been the same. 100% on him being a genius from the start. This album called Love Music on REN Unreleased. Has fantastic songs. Yeah, we're going to have to do some breakdowns of these older songs. I think this one would be really good to revisit and really listen to the tracks on there, because there was a lot of things in there that was really unique. Like just having that fretless bass sound, so you get that, it's like a wood bass, you know? Like it feels woody to me, if that makes any sense. I don't know, and it just sounded really good, even if it's programmed or not. I'm not sure. It almost sounds like it sounds like a sample. It's definitely a sample, but it's really cool. Like I said, just let me know in the comments, and like if you want that breakdown, I can do one actually this week coming up. We could do it live too. If you guys want to do live reactions, I think that'd be fun. I love having you guys here. Makes it feel a little less lonely. I hate doing reactions by myself. It feels weird. I feel awkward, like I'm talking to no one. With you guys here, I feel like I'm talking to someone, at least. I'll make a mentalist of that. By the way, shout out to everyone that's like was joining the memberships too last week. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. It sincerely helps out a lot. Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, we could do that. Let's gonna do more chapters. But like I feel a little off. I'm still not fully good yet, guys. I'm trying, but we're gonna watch one more. I thought I could do all of them, but I don't think I'll be able to make it through all of them. We'll do it. We're still gonna be live next Sunday, and we'll do it again. Every Sunday, if you're new here, 9:30 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. All right. Let's do Chapter 5. REN Chapter 5.
I tried to cling on to music in whatever ways I could during the time I was sick. During my time in Brighton, whenever my energy would allow it, I'd get myself out onto the streets and I'd go busking, about once every 3 weeks or so. It was my second year in Brighton, and I remember one evening heading home with my guitar and my busking amp after a couple of hours of playing on the street. I remember hearing this amazing ethereal voice while heading through the lanes, and I saw that it was coming from this 16-year-old kid. I've always had a deep admiration and feeling of camaraderie for buskers. There's something about the willingness to be able to bare your soul to a street full of strangers that...
Yes, and ever since I discovered Ren, he is the reason why I started doing the busking stuff. Like, gave me more of the confidence to do it. Luckily, I had a friend to do it with me, and some of you that have been following me from the beginning know about this. We did some busking stuff with my buddy Grant in a band called Cometa. We did some stuff in Boston. It's still up, and we did anime videos, and it was actually super fun. It was actually really, really, really fun. That'd be a cool thing to start doing again, like just doing some busking. It's really hard to do that here in the States, but it works in Boston. It worked pretty well. I don't know if I could do that in like in El Paso or anything.
Moves me. I noticed that the kid didn't have an amp. He was singing totally a cappella, but you'd only hear him if you were within a few meters of him. I knew from years on the street and singing a cappella than myself that an amp can change everything. I had this compulsion to offer him mine. I approached him and I told him that if he plugged in and sang while I played guitar, the whole street would stop in its tracks. And I was right. His voice soared across the street and people started stopping. Not long after, we had the whole street's attention. Something quite magic was happening. This was the first day that I met Sam Tompkins, someone who would be integral to my whole life changing later on. He had a friend with him, this guy called Connor Honeyset, who would later go on to be my manager. For now, they'd just be a couple of teenagers that I'd have to help out on my way home. It's funny how life works like that.
That's so
I kept up to date with...
That's so cool. It's like we're hearing the backstory of that. I was always curious, like, how did he meet these people? That's awesome.
Sam was doing on social media. There was a part of me that felt like his successes allowed me to live vicariously through someone else who lived an alternate reality where I never got sick. He was getting videos on SBTV, writing and featuring with some amazing artists, and there were quite a lot of similarities in our writing styles, and all at such a young age. I wasn't really able to do any of that stuff at the time. I was mostly bedbound with the exception of the odd day that I'd be able to go busking. It could have been very easy for that feeling to turn into jealousy, but it never did. I felt truly proud of him. Years later, we go on to write a song together called Blind Eyed, which...
Because that's a good friend. I mean, it's very... He's very lucky to have a good friend like that. Because, man, a lot of people just get jealous and then they just turn on you. And I wish it was. I feel like it's more common of that. So it is awesome that he has like this group of friends, and many of them, not just like one. It's not just like one person. It's multiple people. I've only had like a few, or like a couple people here and there, which is all you need really. But like, it seems like Ren has plenty of friends that he's like kept close. I've always had the issue of having friends trying to keep them close and they disappear out of your life. And then for me, that it messes with my head for years. For years, it's hard for me to get over losing anybody, especially in friendship, especially if it's over something dumb. But that's really cool. But a lot of issues is like that jealousy thing, like, oh, they're doing this or doing that, rather than just being genuinely happy for them.
Transformed the trajectory of my whole career. During this time, I was still desperately jumping from one treatment to another treatment. And now that my diet had become more limited, I was trying new diets with no luck. As the options in the alternative health world started to dwindle, I started searching for
Blind
answers
Eye
in
is
the
a good
divine.
song too.
In the former years, I had moments where I found myself sitting in churches, talking in tears to whoever might be listening, or experimenting with energetic healing modalities like Reiki. With time, my searching started taking even more unusual turns. I started looking to things like exorcists. Once you exhaust all rational explanations and treatments, the irrational suddenly starts looking more palatable. I had a skeptic's mind, but I had nothing to lose because there were no other good options. My friend Momoko's mother was from Japan. She aligned herself with a sect of Buddhism called the Nichiren Daishonin. They would chant a repeated phrase over and over again while holding prayer beads. The chant would go, Nam-myoho Renge-kyo, Nam-myoho Renge-kyo, Nam-myoho Renge-kyo, over and over again. Its intention was to align you with your innate Buddhahood, to cleanse you of any bad karma and put you in alignment with your true destiny on earth, to find peace, to find tranquility. Momoko's mum gifted me with my own set of beads, and I began to chant every morning. Eventually, I joined a group in Brighton after a serendipitous meeting with an incredibly eccentric, bright, colourful suit-wearing piano tuner. He spotted my beads and he grinned at me and he pulled out his own. We'd sit in a small group and we'd chant for hours sometimes. There was something comforting about trusting the course of my life and illness to an incomprehensible power outside of myself. I spoke openly in these meetings that I loved feeling part of something, but that I really struggled saying with certainty that I believed in it. This was the issue I faced with every religion I temporarily aligned myself with looking for answers. Something in me couldn't bring myself to take ancient texts as gospel, all too aware of how man twists so-called spiritual doctrines to suit his own power-hungry pursuits. I wanted divine proof. I sometimes screamed at the sky or the waves and begged for it. I was answered with sickness. If there was a creator, I was angry with it. The irony was that I envied people of faith. I felt like people who truly trusted themselves to a higher power seemed to possess a level of calm and acceptance that I didn't. One of my stranger encounters was going to see a shaman. The shaman, of course, was a middle-aged white woman in a quite nice-looking cottage in Brighton. She told me to lie down and she proceeded to lean over my body and made noises like coughing up phlegm while speaking an unknown ancient language that seemed to include whistling noises. After about 20 minutes of making distressed groaning noises over my back, she paused in contemplation for a while and proceeded to tell me that I'd been killed by a sword in my past life. She made sucking noises near the supposed stab site on my chest, and then she spat into a bucket. She then placed a little stone into my hand and she told me that I had to bury it on a high hill in Brighton on the next full moon. The most depressing part of this story is during the next full moon, I did indeed find a big hill, dug a small hole, and I buried the stone in it. Surprising to say, fuck all happened. It was this journey into the spiritual unknown that led me to a very unsettling experience. I located a therapist online who had claimed to overcome ME herself. She specialised in it and dealt with people's past trauma, but also worked with energies like Reiki. I had to get the train to where she lived. She met me in the car and drove me in silence back to hers. There was a bit of an unusual energy about her. I've always been really good at reading people. I can't quite explain it, but sometimes when I meet someone, it's like I have a sixth sense for whether or not they'll play a significant role in my life. This person's energy felt alien to me. When we arrived at her, she told me that she sometimes would consult with her horses about people's health conditions. It was at this moment I knew that she was probably insane. Nonetheless, I shared a lot about my life. We got into the trauma of living with sickness, what it was like to constantly mourn your own life. It was comforting at first, and it felt like a safe space, until it got a bit weird. One day she offered me a glass of water before a Reiki session, and during the session I fell into a deep sleep. When I came around, multiple hours had passed, which was peculiar for me. I usually have issues with sleeping and couldn't drift off, particularly not in unfamiliar environments. She assured me it was total normal and to get plenty of water, and I thought nothing of it. Lines started getting somewhat blurry when she'd invite me for meals with her and her husband. I took it as friendliness, but I noticed that she started messaging me outside of clinic hours. One time I agreed to create music for her in exchange for some extra sessions. Not long after, I started getting strange messages in my Facebook inbox. She started telling me how she knew that all my previous songs had been about her, which they hadn't. When I dismissed this, she would sometimes message me saying that she was outside of my house, telling me that our souls were bonded and that bad things would happen to me if we weren't together. To put it lightly, I was already in a pretty weird emotional place because of years of sickness. So having someone in the position of trust abuse their position like this shook me, and it shook my trust in therapy even more. It shook my trust in people in general. I told her to never contact me again, and I blocked her, but she would still occasionally get through on other numbers. One time she'd phoned my mum's house relentlessly. My mum, knowing the details, told her to stop harassing me and threatened to get the police involved after things which went silent.
Damn.
This was also the year that I met
Damn.
my second ever girlfriend, who I'd later be engaged to for a short amount of time. My little sister had already set the relationship up in her mind. She met this girl in Bristol who she got on with super well, and somehow she wingmanned me and planted the seed in her brain that she'd be perfect for her older brother, me. My sister's friend had moved to Brighton, but I was blissfully unaware of this matchmaking. At this point, I was living in a house share in Rose Hill Terrace in Brighton with some lunatics I'd met at Ben's house, and Momoko had moved down from Cornwall. The house was only meant for 2 people, but Momoko and I had pretended we were married and pretended that we were going to have a baby to be able to get it. As soon as the deed was signed, we moved in with about 5 other friends, one living in the living room, one in the attic, one in the study, one in the conservatory. It's safe to say rent was pretty fucking cheap. One night my friend Luke was throwing a party and she rocked up with a few of her friends. My sister had pretty good taste in girls and I had a crush on her instantly. At some point in the night we both ended up lying on my bedroom floor on a bunch of sofa cushions while about 6 other people were sleeping in various places in my room. One somehow in the upper compartment of my wardrobe. True story. She asked me to tell her a bedtime story and I made up the most unhinged story I could think of. By some sort of miracle she found my madness endearing and we ended up kissing a lot and staring into each other's eyes till we fell asleep. It's strange navigating a relationship when you're sick. I couldn't go out to eat at restaurants because I was allergic to everything. I didn't have the energy to do most normal things that couples do. Some days I'd be so full of brain fog that my personality disappeared, and it was hard to explain that to someone without them thinking that maybe you were just being a bit off with them. I think losing Joe, losing Callum, losing the record deal, losing my last girlfriend, it had all made me wary of getting attached to good things. Quite a lot of my illness made me feel ugly, and it's hard to accept love when you feel ugly. Nonetheless, she did love me, and with time our relationship grew. It was around this time I was contacted by a woman called Jennifer Breer, an incredibly inspiring woman whose journey seemed to parallel mine. She was an incredibly ambitious PhD student at Harvard who one day was struck down by a mystery illness that confined her to a wheelchair. She spent most of her life tirelessly searching for a way out. She was doing a Kickstarter to raise money to make a film called Canary in a Coal Mine. It would later go on to be renamed Unrest, and it would go on to win multiple awards, and it's still watchable on Netflix to this day. It's an incredibly important and very moving documentary about the horrors of living with ME. I recommend everyone checks that out. At the time, I started health blogging. I created a series of video diaries that I named Me versus ME. It would be a video document of my various trials with different alternative treatment approaches, and generally a look into the life of someone with a chronic illness. I didn't know it back then, but those videos would save my life. I guess I was occupying a place that was needed, as quite quickly many people in the chronic health communities gravitated towards my videos. Every day, I'd be sent messages telling the stories of the people who had fallen in between the cracks in the floorboards. There was heartbreaking stories of frustration and confusion, people mourning the people that used to be, Some who were new to this world, some who had been there for decades. I tried to help them in whatever way I could. I tried to comfort people. In my own little way, I became somewhat of a spokesperson for the voiceless. I felt their pain like it was my own. This new pursuit gave me a sense of purpose that I desperately needed. Without purpose, I felt useless. I made a lot of friends, and I'd write to them on a daily basis. Some of those friends died. Some of those friends decided to take their lives, and they were wicked people. I talked to them a lot. It was this that ultimately made me decide to stop, but that wouldn't be until years later. Immersing myself in the horrors of this illness and trying to carry some of the weight for the others while I still wasn't strong enough to carry my own eventually took its toll. Jen Bria had found my videos and she asked me to make a song for her documentary. I was honoured. I wrote a song called Patience. I'll leave you with a video taken at a time to finish off this chapter.
And I've learnt some lessons that will be so valuable for like, so it's a blessing and a curse being this ill, because it's completely changed me. Like it's turned me from.
That's why I like those past two funerals that I just went to was very, very, very difficult, because you just feel everything. Literally, for me, that's how it goes. Everything. Try to explain it. I can't remember who I tried to explain it to. It was like, it stacks and stacks and stacks, and then for me the past stacks with it, and then it keeps going and going to the point where you're just like, I don't want to fucking think anymore, and then bam, you're back in the hole again and just gone.
A little cocky teenager into somebody who's quite this, I guess, prepared for things now. Like I feel like once I've gone through this, I'll throw anything at me and it'll be okay. But at the same time, as much as I see it as a blessing, I hate it. I do hate it. I think it was Thomas Edison that was like, I haven't failed, I've just found 1,000 things that don't work, which is kind of nice to look at it that way, like I'm just eliminating things. But it really challenges my mind, and yeah, it's just gotten to the point where I'm spending, let's say, like 95% of my life in a bedroom, which kind of sucks, because my mind is in such a different place in my body. My mind craves life so much.
It's alright, it's okay, I'm feeling brave, gonna face this day. It's okay, it's alright, no tears will kiss my cheeks tonight, and it's all good, and I'm just fine. My words ring out like hollow shells. Just slow down, it takes time, but time moves slow, I know this well. And my heart breaks 1,000 times a day. But for every hope that dies, another one takes its place. Because I have the strength of a mountain, and I've got the courage of the deep blue sea, and I have the heart of a lion, and the stars burn bright inside of me. And although you test me, my God, I stand so proudly. Can't you see that I have the strength of a mountain, and I'll take all you throw at me. This world is quite scary, I know that, 'cause I've been here for some time. But all that prepares me for a day when I can truly shine. 'Cause I've been so broken, and picking up fragments of myself, I'll glue them back together, so I can stand at the edge of this world and yell that my heart breaks 1,000 times a day. For every hope that dies, another one takes its place. Because I have the strength of a mountain, and I've got the courage of the deep blue sea, and I have the heart of a lion, and the stars burn bright inside of me. And although you test me, my God, I stand so proudly. Can't you see that I have the strength of a mountain, and I'll take all you throw at me. I'll dust the cobwebs off this sheath, and I'll take the sword of my belief, and in this storm I will not flinch, and I will not move, no, not an inch. Because I have the strength of a mountain, I've got the courage of the deep blue sea, and I'll have the heart of a lion, and the stars they burn bright inside of me. But although you test me, my God, I stand so proudly. Can't you see I have the strength of a mountain, and I'll take all you throw at me.
So that was, oh man, that was I can't even think. Sorry, guys. I appreciate y'all being here. After like watching something like that, it's like so hard for me to comment, but I think hopefully yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, that all these songs are they're great. Just I have a lot of things going in my head right now, so it's hard for me to talk when it happens. That it just go, man. What I was gonna say is like, even when you're some point in sobriety, like you end up in that place where you're just numb to everything, and that's what happens. So you end up going back into it because you're like, well, that will trigger some type of emotion in you since you're so flat or so not there. No need to, no need to comment. Sometimes, yeah. That's for sure. Hold up a mirror. He holds up a mirror some people refuse to look into. That's for sure. I guess it's like I'm still in disbelief that any of this even happened. You know? But then I think about things like here, actually in New York, that I have to resolve. That I know I have to have an uncomfortable conversation with a couple of people to probably get some closure on things to move forward, but it's hard. Especially when you know like what the responses are going to be. I guess for me, like looking in the mirror for me, like it's funny, I can see it right now. It's like if the light's there, the scar right here. You know, something that happened in my childhood. That was so brutal. And it's so funny. Happened when I was young. Still remember to this day. Every artist I have listened to, one or two songs, or even a few albums, but not everything. With Ren, he pushed me into wanting to go through his whole catalog and then everything else. For sure. Well, I'm completely useless right now on camera, so I'm gonna get going. I know I said I'd do all of them. I had a feeling I wasn't gonna make it through all of them. Otherwise, everything will turn into a huge mess. I'll be back next Sunday. If life allows me to. No, I'll be back. I'll be back next Sunday. Yeah, and be safe out there. The same goes to you all. I wish you all the best and sending hugs and love. Life is a motherfucker, right? All right. You guys have a good one, all right? See you all in the next one. See you.